Hello and welcome back to Nug Talk.
Today we got a special guest, owner of MBG, Nothing But Gas, growing for 9 years, creator of Butter Mints, which is the Pink 2.0 and Kush Mints, Femline, and a lot of other crazy strains to come. Please welcome here, T.
What's happening, Nug Talk? Appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Yeah,
It's
man,
an honor to be up here.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Hey, man, you know, y'all called, I came.
Shit, we got a special episode today. We've been looking forward to doing this episode for a minute now to hear your story, what you got going on, things that you're about to drop. So, let's start off from the beginning.
The beginning.
All
right.
The start. When did that nug fall in your lap? Did you go looking for it? Where did it all begin for you?
I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. I was like the most scared person of pot, drugs, all that shit. I was in high school, Maryland. I saw that shit fuck up everybody's lives.
You saw that DARE program?
I pledge. No bullshit. I was the DARE president in the 5th grade. So I was in the 5th grade. I was the DARE president, dog. I didn't want nothing to do with drugs. I just wanted to play ball.
Yeah.
So, 7th grade comes around, and I'm playing on this AAU team, the Charlotte Royals, and
okay, so you're from Charlotte?
yeah, I'm from Charlotte. I grew up in Charlotte.
Okay.
So that's why I tell everybody. Yeah, that's where I jumped off the porch in Charlotte. How about that?
Woo! And he never got back on. He just
I just kept running. I just kept staying in the streets, man. It's more fun in the street. So at 13, we're playing, and I'm going down to pick up this kid. Y'all are gonna know who this is too. My coach said, we got this kid coming from Anderson, South Carolina. I need you to go pick him up. Mind you, we're 13 driving. So we go pick this kid up.
13 driving without a permit, huh?
That ain't thing, dude. We started learning how to drive from our AA coach when we was 10.
10, 11.
we were always playing up. So he was like, I'm not teaching all y'all, at different points at different times. So everybody got in the car at the same time. If you was at his house, you would learn to drive.
Yeah.
So
shout out.
I'm getting some sleep. Y'all go pick this kid up. He's going to help us out. Kid turns out to be fucking DeAndre Hopkins, man. So, Hall of Famer. So we're at the mall one day, man. This is like our second, third weekend. Mind you, like I said, I was all about ball. And at this point, Nuke is the nicest kid I've seen with a basketball.
That boy is nice.
So I'm sitting here like, man, we're at the mall. We're at Carolina Place Mall. And he's like, you want to smoke? My first reaction, smoke what? What the hell are you talking about? Like,
I don't do cigarettes. Get out of here. I don't do none of that.
So I smoke weed. I'm like, you smoke weed?
Nah, you don't.
And you can hoop like that? Bro, my first blunt.
It kind of blew your mind, right? The conception of where, like, people who smoke are degenerates.
Bro, it
piece
killed
of shit,
me.
And then you got this Hall of
was
Fame
doing
bond
everything, taking care of his sister, smoking pot, rapping, playing football. We're talking, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, there's no way this kid smokes weed. So he pulls out a bag of weed and a blunt. And I'm like, if he can do it, I'm with my other friends. I know this thing since I'm in preschool. I'm like, bro, we're smoking weed today. Now I'm thinking we might get better.
Hey, you want to get nice like him? Well, you know what we got to do.
Exactly. So we're behind the Sears dumpster at Carolina Place. R.I.P. to Sears, dog. There was no Sears. I would have had nowhere to hide to smoke my first blunt. And we were right behind that dumpster at Carolina Place Mall, smoked a blunt. I walked back inside that mall, a changed man, and then from there it became and I say man, if I don't give a fuck. At 13, I was a man now.
At that point, you're like, yo, I feel it.
Yeah. So we after that it was a weekend thing, it was an AAU thing. I wasn't paying for pot at 13, So at that point,
so you would have like one of your boys,
one of the homies come through. Somebody would have it, roll up, put some weed to the side for us, shit like that. So it was a weekend thing, and I'd like to say into 8th grade before I got into high school, it became an everyday thing for me.
Okay. So it was more like, okay, we're going to be balling, stay focused, and then on the weekends, we'll fuck off a little bit, get high, chill.
Exactly. It started responsible.
Yeah.
it started responsible.
And then it was like every day where you want to be like, yo, you want to match?
You realize you can do everything you want to do and still smoke pot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no effect.
Dude, everybody's asking, it's like, T, how are you playing basketball? So I was like, have you ever tried it? It's one of the most relaxing things to me. It's like, I can't imagine trying to play a basketball game, huh? It's like,
that's how I felt with track and field and cross country. You're just in the zone. You're relaxed. Check me, dude.
In high school, I set the record for most technical fouls.
Woo!
ever
my
seen.
boy was sloppy.
It took me 2 years to get. I would just get pissed off. I thought I was supposed to make every shot I took. All the other bullshit. You get mad. And I would go off. Junior year, I started smoking weed. I never got technical again.
Okay.
For every single game.
So 8th grade, you were doing it every day. Took a break almost, I would say then.
No, now once I started, I never took a break.
Oh, okay.
It went from weekend smoking to every single day after that. Like once I started buying weed, I always had weed.
Okay.
And then from there, that's where the habit formed. That's where the love of pot started. Was, honestly, I didn't think I could do it. Then I found out I could, and then it was an everyday thing.
And it didn't take away from you balling or anything like that. You were still
not at all. Let's just say I was a bad student to begin with, so weed doesn't help that because I would pick smoking weed over doing homework and shit like that. But like as far as like conditioning and all that other dumb shit, dude, it never hit me. Right? I swear to God, it never hit me till I was in college. When I had a buddy who was failing out of school, and his dad was like, "Yo, he called me. He was like, I got no problem with what you're doing, smoking weed. You're smoking pot. You're playing Division I basketball, you're doing everything you're supposed to do."
Yeah.
He was like, but have you ever had a B in a class and your teacher said, "Yo, you can get an A if you do this"? And I was like, "Yeah, I have." And he was like, "What'd you do?" I was like, "Oh, I went and smoked weed because a B was good enough." He's like, so he's like, "All right,
he's
now,
passing, so
like that keeps me over my 2.5 or whatever the fuck I need to play ball. Yeah, I'm good." He was like, "See, but that's an ambition thing." And I was like, "Damn, you're right." He was like, "But my son, now imagine he's got F's and he's not doing nothing." Now he's like, "So that's the difference." I was like, "So there is a problematic stoner portion to this shit." And I realized there was but no, weed never, that I think that's a human problem. I don't think that's a weed thing. If you a lazy dude, weed ain't making you lazy, bro.
It magnifies.
Weed's making people millionaires and billionaires and all types of crazy shit that you can never fathom. But like, if you lazy, you just lazy, bro. If you don't want to get up, you don't want to get up. That has nothing to do with how much weed you smoked yesterday.
I will say though that like I think like most of the people I've run into in this industry all hated fucking school. Bro,
I
mean? So
I don't think anybody. My personal opinion, dude. I went to school for sociology. I didn't value school until I got to college. I quit playing ball my senior year. That was the first time I actually
senior year high school.
College.
Okay.
So I walked in to a library for the first time.
What is this?
I'm walking in this motherfucker and I'm because like the whole time growing up, I'm like, yo, besides going to book fairs and dumb shit like that, I'm like, man, what's in here? And then I realized there's books on shit like other than what you're learning in school. And I was like, oh, there's books on stuff I like. So that's why I like to tell people, like, that's when I valued like actually learning shit. That's when I valued like learning how to grow cannabis. I figured it out in a book. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to read a book before I went and spent all this money. I tell people that to this day. You want to learn something? Go look in a book. They hide shit from you in books, dog. You spend all your time on the internet.
Everything you want to look,
but everything's in a book.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
So,
and they know people are not reading out here. You know what I mean? So
Barnes and Noble close all the time, right? You know what I'm saying? Bookstores close all the time. We watch them close all the time.
Yeah.
Kindle and shit, they do all right. But Amazon, you're just buying shit. You're not using the internet to learn shit. And if that was I don't know. It was made by the government, so I think there's better shit to do than watch somebody shake their ass on Twitter or Instagram or whatever the fuck there is. And shout out to the people that make money off of shaking their ass and doing whatever on Instagram and all that other shit
get
too.
Get your money, boo.
Get your cash, dog. It's a crazy concept. I'm just not in it. I'm gonna show you a product. You know what I'm saying? When Instagram lets me.
The one we do not mention.
Masari and all those guys, they'll figure it out eventually. But right now, I'll show you what I can. And if it gets taken down, I'll say, let's do it again. And
we'll keep
trying,
It's so wild that it's like legal and Instagram's still just like, nope.
Can't have it.
Yeah. Can't have it, dude.
Can't have it.
Crazy.
But then you see somebody get beheaded or a car accident
or something crazy,
fucked up ass shit. You're like, oh, but this
But
cool.
a joint, me smoking a joint is going to destroy somebody's day.
Yeah.
You know the impact that you have with that joint?
Dude, it's amazing. It's quite amazing.
It's profound.
It is. But it's been a good ride, dude. After college,
So in college, you said that's when you started reading about growing and you started getting a little bit more in depth.
If it wasn't for a previous guest of yours, Gardner Whedon, I wouldn't have grown pot, dude. Like, shout out to Spence, man.
Shout out.
I'll never forget it. It was we both went to school in Wilmington, North Carolina, and he was having a party at his house. And I'm that guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm your homie, I'm gonna tell you, like, yo, some shit looks wrong, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I noticed his bedroom light was on, or at least I thought, type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Like
I was like, yo,
spin
your light room's on, you cut that shit off. And we're both drawing. He's like, yo, come here, check this shit out. So it's not his room, it's his fucking closet. And I was like, bro, you can just do this shit. I was like, and he did. He was just growing weed in his closet. He was like, and I was like, this is fucking fire. So I immediately, like I said, I go find books on horticulture. I hit Amazon. I hit whatever. I'm on Google at this point. I didn't know. Like I said, I'm not a technological guy. I don't know if I mentioned that on this podcast or not yet, but I'm not. So like when y'all are talking forums and all this other stuff, yes, I knew what they were. You know what I'm saying?
They're out there.
Dude, I couldn't even figure out how to get it going. Y'all want me to do Discord? I don't know how to work it. I need to hire somebody for that. Hit my DM if you want to run social media and all the shit that I don't understand. Instagram's easy, Twitter easy, but all the other shit complicated. Hit me up. But yeah, man, from then I saw these plants and I was like, dude, this is 1,000% illegal, but this shit is fire. You know what I'm saying? This shit is fire.
Yeah, I don't know what this is gonna come with, but I think I want
to try it. You know what I'm saying? So I go to my buddy B-Rob's and we start setting up.
Shout out B-Rob.
Yeah, shout out B-Rob, so we set up some plants. We're popping seeds. We finding seeds and weed. We're popping those.
Okay. Do you remember what type of weed that was?
If I could tell you that, honestly, I would feel like a superhero right now. We were smoking so much weed at that time.
Skywalker OG 42.
So we were smoking so much. We were smoking so much weed. So I wish I could tell you where we were finding these seeds out of, but we'd find one, we'd pop it. Eventually, we had 6 plants. We had a great thing going. We got to about week 6, I want to say, and my buddy B-Rob went back to Charlotte, but he forgot to give us a key to the apartment.
So you had to break down the door?
Shit, I wish. We had done so much shit to get into this fucked up apartment. Anyway, he moved in between this grow, so we had to move these plants. I'm talking, I don't even know, blankets over plants, running these up to the 3rd floor, all types of crazy stuff. So at that point, I was like, I felt secure in the fact that I was here every day. These look like I'm looking on the internet. These look like what they're supposed to look like. Once I graduate, I'm out of here and I'm doing this type shit. That was where my mind was. I was like, all right, fuck it. I didn't get a full round. I don't care. That was close enough, Would
you say that like maybe like your interest in did your interest start to get peaked there in like the different strains thing when you saw like
once I saw the variations and this different smell, exactly, yes,
them growing differently,
exactly.
And you're like, damn,
I was addicted to it. It wasn't my first time growing a plant. When I was a kid, we used to chuck seed. We had this form. I'm from like Charlotte, Matthews. It's a little suburb. It's right outside. Like literally drive down my street and you're in Charlotte. So I lived in Matthews, went to high school in Charlotte. So we had this 4 Mile Creek, and we used to. What do plants need? Water. This is all we knew at this point.
We're throwing them by
the creek, hoping it goes. So like a couple times we got some plants, a couple times we didn't.
Praying to the weed gods and shit.
Just going back, checking on them out there every day.
Putting a little bit of amendments or some shit. Not even.
Just whatever the fish was shitting and it was coming over there. We were just grabbing a bucket and
just hitting it with
dunking, making sure it was overwatered. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it, dude. So we got a couple plants successfully that way. Weed was shit. You know what I'm saying? It was ditch weed. You know what I'm saying? Or creek weed, as we called it. Our most successful plant,
creek weed.
Yeah, dog, creek weed. It was all we had, bro. Weed. And so we had our most successful plant when we were in high school. I'm gonna keep smoking this for a second. But we had this cigarette. I was smoking cigarettes heavy back at the time. Don't do it, guys.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. I was young. And I'm from North Carolina, dog. If you didn't smoke tobacco or do anything, you were the weirdo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it was
I grew up and it was normal. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I was waking up. My mom was smoking cigarettes at the damn. Remember when your oven had the little vent fan at it? So yeah, going straight in that motherfucker. So then when I'm older, I'm doing the same thing, but with weed because it's hot as fuck outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we were smoking. So we had this pot that we would just throw cigarettes into. It just had dirt in it and nothing ever grew in it. So we would just start tossing seeds in there, and one grew. And my boy's dad, his dad was a major league scout for the Tampa Bay Rays, so he was never home. So we had a full 3-4 months during the spring.
Shit.
So this thing gets huge. One day his mom comes home. She sees it on the back porch. She cuts it down. She throws it in the trash. It's one of the most beautiful plants we've ever seen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
This doesn't look like a tomato tree.
So we're not letting this go. Slater gets this thing out of the trash can. Shout out to Waste Management Trash Can Terps, dude. He rushes this thing over into a fucking in a trash bag, runs it over to my house, and we got to figure out how to dry this weed out. That was our first like plant from start to finish that we were actually proud of.
Okay, and when was this?
That was 2008. That was 2008. We were juniors we were sophomores going into our junior year.
In college?
In high school. This is high school.
This is high school. Okay, okay.
So then after that, you know, it was funny, this whole like venture in MBG Grow House. It was crazy to me because when I was younger, I guess I used to say this shit all the time. Like when I fell in love with weed, I'm gonna go grow weed. Like, and then when I started doing it, everybody from Charlotte would be like, dude, I can't believe you like actually followed your dreams and shit. I didn't remember saying that shit.
Like, what are you talking about?
I didn't remember. I was high when I said that. Like, yeah, what's the next step besides just smoking a bunch of it and selling a bunch of it? You grow it. I guess now, like, so now, like, I guess, you know, you put things in the air and they come true type shit. I just don't even remember saying it like that. So it was all a dream, man. I'm living it now, you know, so I'm happy about it. Happy to be here still, you know. There's a lot of people that I love. I respect them in this game, and they're not here still. You know what I'm saying?
Because of one thing or another.
Well, yeah, one thing or another. There's a lot of things, and that's the one thing that, like we were talking about earlier, man. Everybody thinks that you grow weed, you're loaded. You know what I'm saying?
You're making
fuck
it.
This $multi-million you're putting in, you must be reaping 50 back, and
you're just throwing money out the window,
like, bro. If I fucking, you know. I'm not going to complain about taxes on your show because this isn't political. But like, dude, if you knew what went on behind closed doors, you wouldn't. Yeah. You would just respect the craft, you know. And that's the thing I tell people. It's just like, if you don't know somebody, I tell everybody all the time. It's like, for all the complainers out there, I want this type of weed. It's like, bro, you should try to grow it one time.
Just one time.
Just once. If you put in the 120 days, you know, get the light, do the 120 days.
Pop a seed.
Oh, shitty trim job. You ever trim weed before? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, and you'll hear it from everywhere, from like in-state where weed's legal to like, you can go to, like I said, it's still illegal in North Carolina, and you're complaining about pot there. And it's like, dude, do you know how much work went into getting you this fucking pot? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like,
and then they want it for pennies on the dollar.
Pennies on the dollar.
I want the best shit you got.
I want an eighth at wholesale pricing, bro.
Yeah. break down the whole bowl, make it uneven, but let me get that 3.5.
I want that same thing.
Yeah. 3.5 for $5.
That's the most frustrating thing, dude, about this current market is like, you put in all this work and everyone's like, I can get it cheaper. And you're like,
that's great. I owe to you, you know, and I tell everybody that's where I feel like I've never been stressed. Like I've never ever once in cannabis. And I can say this, like, honestly, you know, when it comes to, I don't do business with just like anybody, you know, like when it comes 100%. To the traditional side, same people I came in this with, we're rocking to it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to this day.
You know, so they know and they understand what the number. And the other part about like wanting to get things for the lowest is, let me tell everybody, this is just a little business advice, right? You shouldn't worry about what the number that you're getting your product is. The people who do that, unless you're fucking Walmart, you know, and all y'all are Walmart. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Yeah. I'm not dissing anybody. I'm not dissing anybody.
If you're Walmart, the shoe fits. The shoe fits.
Exactly. So if you're Walmart, yes, okay. But everybody else, y'all work on profit margins, dude. If the weed is more expensive to you, guess who it's more expensive to? The customer. And that's where it doesn't matter what the number is. You guys just want to get lower price weed so you can still make that same number at the end. And it's like, no, dude, that's not how business as a whole fucking works. You find your profit margin and you work off of it. You know what 100%. I'm saying? Beyond that. So that's where the game got screwed up, you know. And I'm not here to call the younger generation isn't doing anything. I'm not that guy at 32 going to say somebody that's 22 is screwing up what I've been doing since I was 13. No, that's not what's happening. It's just, there used to be a business aspect to it. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody was growing weed. Not everybody was selling weed. You remember when you were in high school? How many high school drug dealers do you have?
Three or four consistent
These
ones.
motherfucking kids might as well trade weed like Pokemon cards. Everybody got it. You know what I'm saying? You can get on Twitter and Instagram and you can find somebody that's gonna put it at your front door and whatever the fuck happens. I'm not
available.
Whatever the little menu is, the Telegram, the ones I get 1 million DMs a day. Telegram,
hit me up.
Hit me on my Telegram. I got you.
Nah.
So bro, so for us to sit here and be like, oh, the game's just changing, bro. And that's not a problem, you know. But for everybody else, you know, I tell everybody, you know, rock with your same crew that understands what you're going through. Rock with people that actually understand what this market is. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of people that don't change. You don't have to change to make money, bro.
Facts.
McDonald's sells the same shit.
Facts.
Taco Bell sells you the same shit over and over. Yeah. And they repurpose the same products, right?
They'll call it
something new. And you flood the door, bro.
I'll put the cheese first, now it's something else.
And that's the thing with breeding. I know that's why I love when you got into breeding. It's like, bro, I go to New York. I go to all these places and I love it. I love the opportunity. I love the zone. But if I smoke any more lemon cherry gelato in a different fucking bag, bro, in a different bag.
You mean runts?
Just lemon cherry runts. I got lemon cherry gelato. And everybody got a bag, bro. And I love that. I love that everybody's marketing themselves. I love that shit. I was the most scared person about marketing at first. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you look at me on social media, it's like, dude, I'm not the most prevalent because I used to get weed in one of these, bro.
100%.
And it was secret.
Or cellophane.
Yeah.
Or they palm it right there in your hand. Here.
So this whole
you got
thing,
a napkin? What?
It's new, and I promise y'all, I'm getting better. I'm gonna make the nice designs for y'all. I got you, dude. But it's just like, bro, at this point, when we're all in this game, why don't we just all go full circle? I started genetics because I wanted to stop growing what everybody else was growing.
100%.
You know, and I want to be able to give you guys seeds so that way you can hunt them out and you can make something with my creation. And then it keeps, that's how shit evolves. Us just growing runts and calling it different stuff isn't evolving cannabis. And I know it's what's hot right now. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
And don't get me wrong, I smoke, like we were talking about, gelatos and runts. It was rare. Purple weed, this whole craze. Most purple weeds back in the day.
That was the first purple weed that actually smoked
and got you fucked up and actually did something to you. So I understand the craze. Yeah, you know, I understand it. But there's so many different flavors, hues, and things like that. You know, candy terps can't just run the world. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I'll say it before, I'll say it again. I've said it before, you know, we had this same thing happen before. Most people don't realize it. This same thing happened
with Gorilla Glue and Sour
OGs.
And OGs.
Remember, dude?
Platinum OGs.
Remember in like OG. 18 and 17, OGs were everything?
Yeah.
And everybody started saying they were sick of OGs. It wasn't because we got sick of OGs. Who the fuck gets sick of an OG, dog?
I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we weren't sick of OGs. We were sick of everybody just crossing everything and anything under the sun and slapping an OG label on it.
Oh, yeah,
just so we would buy it. But the shit
Facts.
tasted like fucking Starburst or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? An OG is an OG.
They'll go ahead
and runts is a runts.
Rename whatever the fuck. What are you looking for? All right, that's what I got.
That's what I got.
I'll go print out the label right now.
Exactly, dog. And like I said, I love these. Like I said, the Mylar company, everybody's making a grip. It's a great industry, man. There's plenty of room for everybody to work, but I just want people to start doing the work for themselves. You know.
And when the packaging is better than the product itself.
Oh my God! That's another 2 hours.
You know what? That you're like, that shit's raw, holographic, this and that.
Cool, but they put it through a rap
let me
machine.
do this. I'm not gonna say it on your podcast.
Straight boof. That's
I'm not
gonna
say the name on your podcast. So I'm actually gonna start working with this person, but I'm gonna show you the picture so you know I'm not capping, and then you can give the reaction. They're starting a cannabis brand. It's a celebrity. They want to start working with us and getting product. So he's asking me what goes into.
Okay. All right.
So he's asking me what goes into a successful strain, shit like that. And I said bag appeal. First thing he's like, oh, well, my bag's fire. I said, no, dog, no, man, no, bro.
Not the actual bag. What's in the bag?
The nug has to be fire. I was like, people want to see good-looking weed, bro. And, he's telling me, he's like, I'm just getting into it. I know the weed in my bag's not the best weed right now. I was like, that's fine, bro. Look, at least call a spade a spade. But you want to know what's great? Shit's still sold out. Because it's the face, bro. So like that's what we love. You know what I'm saying? If Kim K came out with a weed brand, I bet she'd be rivaling Burner right now.
Oh, for
Kylie decided to get. You know what I'm saying? I don't give.
We
would catch a couple pictures.
Weed, they'll be like,
2 or 3 pictures of Kylie smoking weed and fucking then she decides to get in the game. She's doing it. She's doing the damn 100%. Thing, bro.
And they have a brand recognition, right? So like whatever they're putting their name on, there's gonna be millions that are maybe not the full of what they have in terms of people, but shit, they got 20 million people and 3 million
buys. The lights on like us. Yeah. They're packaging weed. They're not taking the same risk anyway.
100%.
You know, and shout out to the celebrities that do, because one, that's a heavy investment in it, and it's what we need. You know, legitimizing our industry and people like that, and actually putting in the ground floor, not just taking. You know, I can wholesale the best flower for you and then put it in your bag and this, that, and this.
And empowering the right people.
Exactly, to get it done. That's key, you know, just like I know. There's a reason why we both don't have to be at our grow right now. We empower the right people.
100%.
It's trust, you know, and it's a lot of it. And that's the main thing about it. I think, you know, like I said, that's why I rock with the same people I've been rocking with. I've obviously made great friends out, you know, the Connors of my life. Shit wouldn't float without my boy Connor. Captain Planet, you know. Shout out Captain Planet. Autoflower Seed.
Planet.
Yeah, you know. You know Captain Planet. Yeah. So without those guys, you know, Colorado wouldn't run smooth for me, dude. You think I could just run across the country and do shit? I started another business, dog. I'm raising money for fucking other nonprofits now with a partner in Florida.
The hustle doesn't stop.
No.
And that's what I love hearing too. Like everybody that gets on here, it's like, this is not the only thing you're doing. You know what I mean?
None of this would exist without my hustle in real estate.
You know?
Dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm on my first house before I bought, like, I think it coincides with the first time I bought my first fucking 5 pounds of weed at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never thought that, like, weed was going to get me to this point. Shit, I'm not cutting no government deals or no shit to, like, stay out here doing big weed shit. I'm not barging no weed. And I knew that was never going to be me. So, got to do multiple things. Every 100%. Millionaire got 7 streams of cash coming 100%. In, bro.
And some people don't understand that.
No, dog, if you think you're doing one thing, and, you know, that was the best thing about weed, like, and I give a lot of credit to Wiz, but, like, I do think at the same time, I think he made a lot of people think that weed can make you a millionaire. Like, I just smoke weed and I make millions all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see what happens. And that's the fucked up part about celebrities. You don't see all the work that goes in behind. You know, you see 30 minutes of them smoking weed and you're like, that's what that motherfucker does, dog.
Oh,
yeah, dog. And it's like, no, dude, I actually, like, filmed this in a break. I was on break between, like, the 8 other things I had to do today. And so that's, I just wish more people understood that. Man, that's basically the end topic for that. But
it'd be nice if there was more like of the actual knowledge behind the scenes being brought to the surface. Like
for sure,
celebrity thing's cool because it gets it out there, but then it also there's like this facade.
Yeah,
and like we got to figure out how to break through that.
And well, you know, I tell people all the time.
That's a raw thing with the little.
Oh, with the noodle dip. I'm telling you. Sorry, I love 710, but I love 710, but we were noodling first, bro. It's fucking hilarious that just what you were saying. The celebrity scope brings such a great, but we don't we focus on the brand so much, right?
Yeah.
Whose name's on the bag, and they don't have time because they know that's what. Who's gonna tell you, like, any PR firm or marketing firm, like, hey man, let's take your name, build this weed brand. And then we're going to showcase the growers.
Yeah. We're not doing it.
That just doesn't seem right. Like, it doesn't seem like money, but it does seem like something that needs to be exposed, you know? And
teamwork makes the dream work.
You know, and that's the thing. And that's where I also love the credit. Like, I've never seen a celebrity with a brand that doesn't give credit to those people. And I think there's a smooth differentiation between, you know, I'm just the face and this guy makes it work. I've never seen anybody, you know, I'm a Currency fanatic, you know what I'm saying? He talks about it all the time when I have to go
Currency's in my dot. His music, I love his shit.
Man.
I've been listening to that shit since back in the day.
Yeah, man. I tell people all the time, he's like that's who I want to be at cannabis. Like, if that's who you can be in life, that's who you should be in life, dog. Like, fuck Currency, all the major shit, all the hot, like, 20 years deep, bro. Like, you know, and
Jet Life.
You may not know. Shout out to Spitter, Jet Life. You're right, dog. So, man, that's the mode. Hanging with your homies, getting the shit done, grinding 24/7 until the mission's done.
Putting in that
and the
work,
mission's never done. That's the fucked up part, dude.
Done.
If you think you're gonna finish, let me here. If I can give you any secret in life, success is not fulfilling, dude. It's not. you're gonna want more and more. It's because it's the feeling, bro, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that like I'm a miserable fuck. I'm saying that like, dude, once I'm successful at something, it started with basketball, dude. I wasn't a businessman before this. I was a basketball player. I was a terrible student. I didn't pick up books. I didn't do anything. Like I said, it took me till I was 22 years old to pick up books that I wasn't assigned to read unless it was Harry Potter when I was in the 3rd grade. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I wasn't told I had to do it, I wasn't reading for fun, you know?
That wasn't your go-to thing.
No. I mean, but once I did, I became a monster. You know, once I started reading books on like, you know, Andrew Carnegie's The Responsibility of the Rich, you know, things like The Art of War, things like that. You know, once you start reading and figuring out how people actually got shit done, bro, my dad used to always tell me, like, I used to get frustrated when I first got out here. I'm like, my cannabis business isn't rocking. He's like, how long did it take you to get in the top 100 in the country in hoops? I was like, I was about 17. He was like, all right, and you started playing when you were 3. He was like, and now you want your cannabis business to be number one. You want to be number one, and it took you 14 years.
Hours in, you want to just
so you got a couple rounds of good flower in, and you're the shit now. All right, dude.
Now you're a boss, right?
Put shit in perspective for me, and, you know, and it's just like.
And sometimes you need that. You need someone on the outside to tell you, because you're so deep into it that you're like, bro, but I'm putting in the work. It's 15, 18-hour days. I'm not sleeping. The shit's coming on fire. What the fuck? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to.
Everything.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't move. The needle doesn't move, right?
Yeah.
You just feel it.
It's moving, but
so minuscule.
Small.
And that's why I try to tell. It's even when it's not moving, it's fucking moving.
Yeah,
it is.
It's not going back.
It's not going back. If you're still working, it's not going backwards. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
And so that's my main thing. You know, everybody in the tent that hits me up. I was just talking to a guy yesterday in my DMs, and I get so ecstatic about it. He was like, bro, I've never met a breeder that would meet up with me and talk to me about the seeds. I was like, bro, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's my favorite thing.
You're right up the road, one man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna charge you shipping, and I can just talk your ear off.
Yeah. See what you got going on. See what you like. See if I could
help you.
In
you know what I'm saying?
what you're looking for, what you're pushing.
And I got a consulting company. That's the other part. You know what I'm saying? That's for people that, you know, just aren't coming up right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they want to invest. That's business. If you're in your closet, I'm here to help, bro. And we should all be, because I'm here to make better weed. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, I'm in genetics, bro. So technically, it makes my brand look shitty if there's terrible growers out and they're growing my brand.
For sure, 100%. And also too, if they can hunt one of your packs and find the keeper, now you can get their cut, mix it with your shit now, or do more shit. Like,
bro, how many times you've popped a lot of beans, and you've popped a lot of beans, and you've been around a lot of people who've popped beans. How many times, if they pop beans, the shit comes out terrible, herms, whatever the case may be, it's their fault.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll give you $100, and they come out and it's their fault. Like, but they say it's their fault, or is it always the breeder's fault?
It's funny because like
nobody wants to admit their faults.
You put the beans out there, someone pops them, right? And like depending on, I mean, someone's gonna maybe post a picture of that on like Instagram or something. If they're a shitty grower, it's gonna make you look terrible.
Exactly. You know, and that's where I tell people, like, dog, like, and
they got heat stress in their room,
and it's never their fault, dude.
Bro,
their room's perfect.
They got light leaks. Your shit's herming on me.
And that's the danger getting in the genetics game. I see for me, and you see so many genetics companies go up and down and up and down.
You're
let one bad fucking and people want to. This cancel culture thing's crazy. So it's like, and you're waiting. I tell people all this all the time. They're building you up to tear you the fuck down.
For sure.
Just so you know. If you haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
If you haven't figured out that game too. So just stay even keel, man. Keep your head on straight.
The faster you go up, the faster you come down. So like
that's just physics, ain't it? That's just like I said. I wasn't a school guy, but that's just physics, right? That's simple physics.
Equal reaction.
You know. So shout out to Einstein and those guys, but I think that's just physics.
Isaac Newton and shit.
Those guys, all those guys. You know. But yeah, man, I love the space we're in, dude. I'm not a complainer.
100%.
You know,
I'm so
Larry
grateful.
Bird with the shit. You know, like when Larry Bird's sitting here, everybody else is talking about like the league's terrible. It's like, bro, are you seeing what's coming out? Like, there's amazing things happening in cannabis right now, dude.
And it's getting better and better.
And it has to. That's just the nature of things, right? It has to. And the worst part is like I think everybody wants it to happen so fast.
Yep.
But nothing comes without any trial, tribulations,
100%.
things like that. So if it's a rocky road,
good things take time,
bro, we're gonna eliminate all the fakes.
Oh, for sure.
Everybody who's not here for the reason of wanting good weed, they're gonna leave.
100%.
And I'm waiting. We got the door open for you.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for coming by.
Thank you for your time, man. Thank you for your time. You
got some lights I could buy off you?
Yeah, exactly. They're not worth what they used to be. So that's where I'm at, and you see it everywhere, dude. You see the influx in Oklahoma, and now the exodus of Oklahoma, the influx in Ohio. There's gonna be an outflux of Ohio. You see the laws, how they write them, dude. All these people, dude, come out here and just grow weed. It's never California. It's never New York. It's New York. They may have a lot of crazy stuff going on in New York. Everybody's selling. Everybody buying.
Still can't grow,
bro.
Still ain't giving out no licenses.
We act like it's a surprise though. But everybody's favorite movie's Half Baked. Weren't they getting weed on bikes in Half Baked? That movie was made in the early 2000s. This ain't new. Yeah. This ain't new to New York. You could always get weed in Central Park, bro. You could always go to Washington. Just don't get caught with it. And stop and frisk was a motherfucker. But this wasn't new. So culturally, they told you can only grow 6 plants though. So we're at this point where it does not fucking matter. We're getting better, bro. You know what I'm saying? And states know that stoners want to come. People want to grow weed. They've seen people come. I laugh about it all the time. Colorado got their money out. There's 5 million people here now, dude. When you look at it, there was like 4 point something before we got here.
There were the
even after Exodus. Think about this post-Exodus now. Everybody's starting to boost back up.
Colorado was like, what was it? The fastest growing. Colorado Springs was the fastest growing city in the country, Colorado as a state was the fastest.
Now let me tell you what rivaled that. I told you I'm from Charlotte. We were the fastest growing city in America. That was when banking moved to Charlotte. Post 9/11. Think about that. New York was fucked up. Atlanta was the second banking hub, and everybody came up. So if you can compare the rate of people moving and judging the fastest growth, weed is an influx, dude.
Oh, for sure.
It's an influx, bro. Banking and weed. Oh, those both had the same thing. Come on.
Have you seen the highway?
They don't mix yet.
How many highways they built here?
Still ain't got 25 right.
It's crazy.
Shit, back home it takes 10
this
years.
industry brings to the economy.
Everywhere it goes. Everywhere, dude.
And
everywhere.
It's not even just like, the state's trying to hit us with like this fee, that fee, you know what I mean? But it's not even that's bringing in the rep. Like there's all these people coming for the dream of it and
tourism, the
bro, it's a new gold rush. The green rush is real, bro. Every state opens up. It's just a green rush, dude. And like
businesses are expensive to run too, and like all that money that you're spending as a business is going back into the economy.
100%, dude. And the first part is like, even those that aren't paying taxes, like think about it. Like if you're not catching the tax from the guy until you catch him, at least he still has to pay light bill. He's paying tax on everything, dude. He still bought a new car.
Bill,
he figured out how to do it. You know what I'm saying? But he's paying taxes.
Oh, for sure. He's shopping. He's putting money.
His mom got to eat. Mom got to eat. Kids got to eat. Everybody is paying taxes, man. So for at least a little bit, everything's good. And then we all know how it goes. The powers that be say we got to change things up, and then those people aren't as welcome. And guess what? Now there's a new state that's saying you're welcome. It just happens to be that time,
The doors are open.
Come on in, dude.
It reminds me of that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jingle All the Way. Turbo Man, and they open that shit.
Oh my god, that's a classic. Him and Sinbad, right? Him and Sinbad, dog trying to get that fucking man.
They're trying to get the little
trying to get the hey man, but that's Christmas, man. You got to get what you need for the kids.
And that's how it is. The state opens up and
everybody goes crazy, bro. They go running in there because
there's 50 licenses. I need that license.
Exactly. I'm gonna start growing until I can get the license, and then sometimes
hopefully I'll be in the position once I get the license. But if I never get the license, well, I did what I did, and I'm out to the new state.
Yeah, that kind of messed with a lot of people too, because they got overextended thinking it would never, they thought prices were always going to be great, and it's like, dude, like the more people that are in the market,
that's just economics.
Yeah.
Like I said, dude, like I don't want to be the asshole, but like, dude, like there's a lot of things that are just like simple but I wish, like I had a crazy idea the other day. crazy. And my
It might not
girlfriend's
be
over there.
crazy.
She's gonna look at me crazy.
Maybe it isn't crazy. Maybe it's just the right amount of smart.
Like I said, we're working with nonprofits. So I wanted to work with the Boys and Girls Club of New York, right?
Okay.
In Queens, it's one of our clients right now.
Oh yeah.
They're building. They're actually doing a $370 million renovation right now, so they can affect 16,000 kids a year. So we're finishing up the raise for that. Dude. It's gonna be fucking amazing. I'll show you the deck. It's fucking crazy. We're about $20 million short. You know anybody that wants to invest in Boys and Girls Club, holler at me.
Please do. That's a good.
But so we want to start cannabis events, right? Mm-hmm. It's a stigma thing, right? When you were 16 years old, my mom got no happier than when, the college letters came in for hoops and shit like that, right? She was more interested in it. She wanted, they have a great engineering program, blah, blah, blah,
they
blah,
got
blah.
an architectural program, and you could be a doctor. Mm-hmm.
So now that the government said weed's not that bad, why aren't we teaching kids that this is actual career choice? Why aren't we having our own job fair? Like, so when you're 16 years old, you can say, Ma, I want to get out the city and move to Ithaca. And here's the companies that can do it. Once I'm of age, I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna go to get into horticulture. Even though right now you're gonna learn how to grow potatoes and shit, and cherry, but you're still gonna have to read after you get a horticulture degree. But it's an avenue that you should really be able to think about, dude. And like, it's not in Dare anymore. They're not teaching you weeds bad in Dare anymore. So at the end of the day, now we should be looking at it earlier. Just like IBM coming to your school, I should be able to come to your school and say, once you graduate, this is an option for you, bro. And we know smoking weed. And I know it would take some hoops and houses because it's the Boys and Girls Club. But, dude, at 16 years old, we know half y'all motherfuckers smoking weed anyway.
I was growing little seeds in my windows.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, we know you little motherfuckers is doing it. Go get your parents to sign this form. They're going to look at you crazy. You're going to tell them it's not going to have consumable products. And we're just going to teach you about what the industry's like, what it's truly about.
My mind just exploded because, like,
what's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? And I know it's a far-fetched concept.
What
these days
what
you
can
can
come
actually,
from that?
These days you can actually just go out and get a job in weed. You don't have to know someone that has like a hidden grow somewhere. Or,
exactly,
dude. Like,
dude, you know how like entrenched in the cannabis like world, like flights to California and shit like that, to like NorCal, Southern California, dumb shit like trapping and shit, dumb shit. You know, the things you had to do to get into cannabis before this.
And imagine the learning curve that now at a younger age you can give them all the information on the
dog, that you don't have to do nothing dumb or illegal to get into shit.
Yeah.
Like that's the best part that I want kids to understand. Awesome. I tell kids all the time, like, or not kids. I don't tell kids all the time. I tell everybody all the time when I have kids. It's just like, I want all my kids to be hustlers. But like when I was younger, I didn't fucking know any other way to get money besides hustling.
Yeah.
And then
get a product, find your profit margin, and sell it.
Dude,
whatever the product is.
If I'm completely honest with you,
Airheads,
I used to have a fucking ounce of weed. I was selling weed so I could smoke it for free, right? Or a quarter pound of weed. This was after that little stage. I had one friend. Every other week on Thursday, he would ask me for an eighth. And so one day I just asked him. I said, "Yo,
why not buy an ounce?"
No, not even that. I said, "Why is it every other week you need 2 or 3 days to get me my money for your eighth?" I get paid every 2 weeks. I said, "But you go to work every day." Never blew that concept had never crossed my mind. So I go back to my plug's house. And I'm like, "Hey man, did you know that people get paid every 2 weeks, but go to work every fucking day?" He's like, "Yeah, you dummy." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Normal. So I'm freaking the fuck out. Like, dog, like I'm freaking out.
I gotta wait a whole 2 weeks till I get my check. How am I gonna live before I grab that check?
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm freaking out. So, dude, that was the first pound of weed I bought. I was like, I was like, oh, now I'm really have to get in the game because I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I can't wait 2 weeks for something I'm doing every day. And, you know, like, this is going to sound like the fucking ritzy kid or whatever, but, like, grew up in the suburbs, bro. Like, when I got to Charlotte, we were in the fucking suburbs. Like, everything I saw, you know, the man came to fucking cut the grass. Terrance, the check's on the counter. Give it to him. You know what I'm saying? The lady came and cleaned the house. You get... The only thing I ever saw in my life where I go to the barber shop, you get a haircut, you pay for the haircut.
Right there.
I never ever got this concept of like, I'd never seen it. And you don't, I don't think. That's where I think a lot of people get so attracted to that life too, is every job you see before you actually check into a job is a hand-to-hand fucking transaction. Yeah. You do a service, you get paid for
right
it.
There and then.
And so, you know, I tell everybody, it's like, man, the hustler mentality came out of drugs for me, but like there's so many ways to go get a vending machine, dude. You're 16 years old, go get a vending machine, go put it in your fucking barbershop. You know what I'm saying? Learn to hustle that way. There's just smarter ways to do it, but there's a billion ways to hustle. There's a billion ways to make $1 million.
100%.
So don't get looped into the bullshit. And that's what I want to teach kids. It's like, dog, you can do a million things and then get into this real industry. You can go to school. Like I said, I went to school for sociology and English, dude. I don't think that helps me with a plant worth a fuck. I don't think that helps me in life worth too much besides like knowing how to speak well and you know, not pissing people off from other cultures because I know a little bit about you. So like, you know, so we're all out here, you know. I think everybody wants to have the answers, but we're all flying by the seat of our pants, dude. And like anybody successful will tell you they don't fucking know what the fuck's gonna happen tomorrow. Nobody has a crystal ball, right?
Yeah. My old boy always says, what is it?
Can I borrow it? If you do, let me borrow the thing.
He says, you make plans and God laughs.
No, 100%. Dude, my grandma used to kill me with that, bro. I'd be like, so why am I planning anything? I'm just gonna live and like, whatever happens, you know. That's not how you do it though. That don't really have a plan. You know, you still get rewarded when you have a plan.
Yes.
Those that don't have a plan will fail. But at the end of the day, but you can't fail when you have a plan, dude. As long as you stay going towards the end goal. So, you know, that's where genetics come in. That's where the flower comes in. That's why we're still here. That's why y'all are still here. That's why there's ups and downs. And, you know, I tell people all the time, like, if you don't learn how to lose, you won't be a winner, dude, because then the losses make wins feel so much sweeter, dude. Like, now that the market's coming back, like, how much better do you sleep?
And how
much better do you sleep at night?
How many people that weren't supposed to be in have been falling out left and right, and you're just like, okay. Now it's time. And it's never the right guy. It's never the guy like, damn, I'm gonna miss him either. It's never that guy. It's like about time. So how much you selling the spot for?
Right? Exactly. So it's better. It's a great spot to be in cannabis. While everybody says, I think it's a tankered market. Those are business people, man. If you got the heart, get in it, dog. Follow your heart. Do what you want to do.
Oh, for sure.
That doesn't lead you wrong, man. I'll always say that. It won't lead you wrong. So you can never, the years you make 30K versus the years you make 3 million, it'll all feel the same because you're just doing what you like. Yeah. You know, you're going to struggle, but I promise you.
You're going to be doing the same work exactly. When you're doing the 30K, when you make the 3 million, you're still doing the same thing.
Same shit. So do something you like. Yeah. You know, I'd hate to be doing something that I hated every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's better than smoking pot and then going and helping people? Yeah. Those are the two things I do in life right now. You know what I'm saying?
And then talk about it.
I may gouge you on a house every now and again. That's the most evil shit I do.
Yeah. So you're thinking about selling, huh?
Yeah, exactly. But come on, man. Like, y'all got to eat.
Yeah.
I mean, you only get one life, dude. So, like, go, and you're going to be at work most of the time. So do something that you enjoy being around.
100%.
You know? And that's what people don't get, dude. They'll stick around for cash, burn out, and then still stick around, and then not realize depression's at an all-time high, bro.
Oh, for sure.
Anxiety's at an all-time high, bro.
100%.
Your brain's not working right because you're not doing what you want to do, man.
Yeah.
We're not, you know.
And there's nothing wrong about having a job to pay for your bills, but like, still do.
Man, just do what you got to. And that's the problem, man, is everybody, I've never heard tired so much in a generation. Everybody's so fucking tired. All the time, dude.
Tired and no money.
I was taught, like, when I got older, you know, like, dude, shout out to my mom. Like, dude, mom grinded all day. Like, I never saw my mom would wake me up, right?
Shout out to
like
mom.
At 5:30. Everybody should shout out to their mother. Mother's Day just passed. Father's Day is coming up.
Yes, sir. We're just gonna throw meat on the grill.
Yeah, you know, yeah. Just a little meat for Pop. You know, Mom's gets the house and Pops gets the truck. That's how it goes, dog. You need a new tie, dude? I got you.
But, what was I saying, my dog?
It's all good, dude. Shout out to all the good dads out there.
Oh, for sure.
But it's just like, at the end of the day, I watched my mom do so much as a single mother, dude. Like, and one day it hit me. I was like, I'm gonna ask her, why the fuck does she always work? And you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought we were good. You know what I'm saying? You don't know as a kid how much money really is.
Yeah.
You know? I knew there were people with more of it than us, you know, and I knew there were people with a lot less than us.
Yeah. We're in a good middle.
We're in a good spot. So but where we came from, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Shit.
So I'll never forget. I asked her. I was like, because she'd come home about 7:00. She'd leave at about. I would work out every day at 5:30 in the morning. I didn't stop. Like I was up at 5:30 every day until I was 21 when I told you I quit playing ball. So I always realized, like, why is my mom working till 10, 11, you know, sitting at this computer? And one day she told me, she was like, you know, it's not what you do between 9 and 5. It's about what you do between 6 and 10.
That's what gets you.
That's what gets you to the next level, because everybody just wants to do, you know, and this is the best thing is like, everybody loves Michael Jordan. Magic Johnson's my GOAT until LeBron quits, then he has the crown. But for me, Kobe's up there too. Of course, you can't knock him out. That Mamba mentality for life, dude.
That boy swung and Shaq, dog. Like,
you know, everybody wants to be, I think, average. You know, that's the thing. Everybody shoots to get C's. C's get degrees. Everybody's shooting to be average. But, you know, the one thing I always say, like, and I respect about Michael Jordan, he said one thing. I just didn't want to be average. And you know how much that must have scared him for the amount of hours that he put in not to be average, to be considered one of the greats? You know what I'm saying? So if you just go to work and come home, but I don't want to be a day. All right, there's 24 hours in a day. I was just having this conversation. 24 hours in a day, right? You're supposed to sleep 8, so they tell you.
So 16 hours.
That's 1/3 of your fucking day gone. You wake up. Everybody has to shit, shower, and shave, I hope. So
wash your ass.
Wash your. Thank you. So then you do that. You get that done. You eat breakfast. I'm not a breakfast eater, but most people eat breakfast. So let's call that another.
Fasting, you just
I eat once a day, dude. I go till 7. I eat once a day.
Oh, you're an animal.
Dude.
I start feeling
No, dude. If I go too far past 7, I start feeling the same way. But so you hit that point. You eat. Now you're at 9. Then you commute to work. Boom. That's another hour of your day. Done, right? Then you work for 8 hours. What are you at? I'm at 10. That's 18 hours of your day. Another hour commute there and back, or whatever, 30 minutes there and back, whatever. You're sitting around 19, 20 hours, right? There's 24 hours in the fucking day. If you have kids, you got to spend time with kids. You got to eat again. So let's call that an hour and a half. Where did you work for yourself?
At all. Nowhere. So
but those that do take those hours
or cut from to that sleep
or sacrifice, you know, that some people will call you an asshole, right? Sure. There's been plenty. I have the best girlfriend in the fucking world, because when I have to do something, she understands that I'm not just gonna go bullshit. I'm doing something that's gonna not only benefit me but us.
Yeah.
And she trusts me with that. That's all you can ask for in a partner. Yeah. That's all you can ask for in anybody that's going to be in your life.
That they
and
understand.
it's also the trust that you have to build. That she knows I'm not going to go off and just do some dumb shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to go off and get work done. You know, and that's sacrifice. I could be laid up watching. What do we watch? The Chi.
What do we watch?
Yeah, The Chi's out now. We could be watching The Chi, laid up, rewatching episodes, doing what normal fucking people do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Normal, average, same word to me.
Yeah.
If this is what the majority of people are doing,
we ain't average though.
Just don't do that. Just do one more thing than what everybody else is doing. Do the one thing that if somebody else tells you they're too tired to do it, just don't say no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else, like, what was that Jim Carrey movie, Yes Man or whatever, where he couldn't say no to nothing for like whatever. Don't go that far. It was some crazy shit he got into. But like, you know, if there's an opportunity on the table,
jump on it.
Jump on the shit, dude. Yeah. Be tired for a little bit. My mom used to tell me all the time, like, anybody can live in hell for X amount of time. And the time would always change. That's the worst part. You know what I'm saying? If it's 30 days, it's 30 days. If it's 30 months, it's 30 months. But until the job is done, you got to be in hell for it, you know?
And you're not going to stop in hell. If you're walking through hell, why stop in hell?
Why? Why would you?
Keep going.
Why would you?
It's crazy,
It's an easy concept, bro. It's such an easy concept. And that's what I wanted to like bring to like the cannabis industry too. It's just like, man, if we just elevated our thought process, like from
100.
top to bottom, if it wasn't just, and it starts with the one that does know, you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy how many people won't do something simple, just like, you know, just work out or something. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, it's really
because at the end of the day though, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because it's a result driven thing.
Yeah.
And in the like era of
instant gratification.
I can order something off Amazon. It's at my house today sometimes, bro.
It's
you know how crazy that is?
Yeah, it's really not that hard to set yourself apart if you're just willing to do a little extra here or a little extra there.
Dude, the first stock I ever saw that my mom bought for me was on a piece of paper. Like, it was mailed to her. That was in my lifetime. Like I said, she got
that was wild.
Like,
you gotta call a guy, you gotta mail it.
Think about it. Like, we got E-Trade on our account, dude. Yeah. Like, think about how much that stock fluctuated by the time the U.S. Postal Service got you. Got you a stock. You might be in debt.
Yo, we're rich. Next week, the next one comes. Yo.
Bro, you saw what happened at 9 o'clock in the morning, and by the time 3-4 days later, you got that little slip. You was broke. I didn't even know if the thing was worth anything, but it was great to have. I still got it. That's on you. Great memento. You know.
But not only that, it was setting you up for a habit. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, I had this kid.
This paper may not mean nothing, but I got 20 of them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. This kid, Kunal Patel, he was like the hardest. The kid was hardest working Indian person I've ever seen. I realized that race
Patel,
of people.
Patel, right?
Hardest working race of people I ever met. His sister, his mother, his brother, everybody I met in that family. Dude, we were in middle school, right?
They all got jobs.
Dude, he was working at his father's motel. He would leave middle school, go to the motel, which was up by the airport. So it's, it wasn't the nicest motel in the world, but it was a motel, and it was an airport motel. So it's always packed, And he'd go there and work till 5 a.m. And
then go to school.
And then come right back. This dude had an uncle who had a liquor store, and I'm not snitching because we're all old now. He would drive to Myrtle Beach, get a ride to Myrtle Beach, and go get liquor for people for free. And hand that shit out because Uncle owned a liquor store down in Myrtle Beach. Like, dude had a pizza shop when we were 16 years old one day. And I used to go hang out with him every day because this is who I started kicking business shit with. Like, yo, I'm moving enough pot. Like, what should I do with my fucking money at this point?
Exactly. Well, you saw the hustle. You saw that they were on it. They know what the fuck they're doing.
Bro, he ran my stock portfolio until I was 21, and he moved back to India to follow his dream of building the first, wherever he's from, they didn't have an amusement park.
That is raw. Shout
out. So if he has one, dude, if he has an amusement park, I wouldn't doubt it. My man had drive. We don't talk anymore, and I am actually sad about it. But he put me on game to a lot of ways to make money that people weren't thinking about at that age. You know what I'm saying? All just by watching Kobe, hanging out, watching Kobe with this man. That's all we did. Friday game, go hang out at the motel. Kobe for us was like a midnight affair for us.
Yeah,
so I had time to go take a shower.
Kobe's gonna play tonight.
Yeah, like, that's a midnight affair for us, dude. Shit, that was just as good as BET Uncut for us. You might as well stay up after that shit was up.
I need a tip, Drill.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, man. But seriously, but those were the good days, and pot was always intertwined in it. So. To be able to say at this age, we're now that starting at 13 and being 32, in all seriousness, it's just happy. I'm happy to still be here.
Hell yeah!
It's such a shame, man, that people when they're younger aren't being taught all the different ways you can make money. They're not being taught the entrepreneurial path. They're just being told, get a job. You're going to go to school for that job. And
as the government, why would I teach you how to make money?
9 to 5.
Yeah. Why, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not calling people. I'm not calling 9 to 5 people. It's modern day slavery, though, dude. You're checking in the same place. Let me tell you, when I went to college, dude, I was so excited because my mom told me it was the first time I thought I wasn't gonna have to go to school. Then I saw a syllabus and they're like, "Yo, if you miss 4 classes, you leave." And I was like, "Mom, you lied to me." She's like, "I don't know what's going on. Like, we didn't have to go to class. We just showed up for our test." I was like, "Oh, so they're just watching us now for no fucking reason, you know?" I was like, so the prices went up because now it's just babysitting too. They added that. You got to go.
But then when the teacher don't show up and you got to sit there like.
And now I'm listening to another. I'm listening to another student, the teacher assistant. They don't even have to show up.
Yeah,
because if you don't understand the hustle of college or whatever, like the teacher doesn't get paid to teach you. The teacher gets paid to do research and get grants for the school. That's why a teacher assistant exists.
So they're like,
so they can go do research, and that guy can come teach you and then grade your papers, dude. College isn't. I'm not calling it a scam, bro. Like I said, college taught me how to fucking learn. College will teach you some great things.
And networking, right?
That's for sure, dude. There's one. You're gonna meet somebody that's gonna do some phenomenal things, and saying you graduated with that person. I've used it more times than I'd like to admit. You know.
I used to rub shoulders with him. You know,
yeah, man. Or can you put me in contact with such and such? You remember when we used to? I got this going on. That's any way you can get that done, whether it's hustling or whatever. Get it done. Networking. Your network is your net worth.
Yeah,
and that's facts. There's no way around it. So for me, I want to help people with that side. Like you were saying, it's such an easy thing to talk about. But we don't teach people how to get to this point, I argued with my mom all the time about it. Dude, I watched my mom fire 2,000 people in California for smoking pot.
Fire.
My mom ran human resources for Lending Tree.
Jeez.
Fire.
Saying, hey.
No. Let me check you out. Let me check you out. So I'm so confused. And mind you, I'm 14, so I'm a year into smoking pot. So I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking all the questions like, is something going wrong with the company? No. Were they not doing the work? No. I'm like,
was productivity down?
No. So why are you firing these people? Well, we're a private company, and that's when I learned what the world really was. When things are private, you have rules. There's always rules, right? There's always somebody has a boss.
Yeah.
So then there's insurance and all these other things that kick into it. So that honestly partially spurred my entrepreneurial shit too, because I knew people. Let's say I know people in C-suites don't act the same way as employees getting drug tested. So it was like, I don't want to be in the same predicament. I want to be able to ensure that I got my own health insurance, and I'm not dependent on nobody and things like that. So, and that's the thing we don't teach people, it's the thing we don't teach people, that you can actually do it too. I love people too. And it's whatever you want to do what you want to do. I loved Pokemon growing up, but there was the guy that loved it a little bit too much, and he was a weirdo, right?
Oh, for sure.
I promise you. He's somewhere out there making $750 at least to go speak about Pokemon right now. Somewhere around the world.
Or has that Charizard fucking holographic first edition, and he just made 250,000.
Dog. He just stayed with the shit. Like, bro, your time's gonna come.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, I don't know. We look at everything as these big brands, like they got like a Bank of America or whatever. Like, and it's just like it happened like overnight. Like, no, dude. Like, I've been rocking since 1800.
Yeah, like the Wells Fargo.
Yeah,
that's why they got a horse and carriage. They've been out here for some time.
They've been hustling, bro. They've been grinding. They've been catching you slipping. They got all of it.
All the fees.
So like, and that's what I tell you. Like, so just give yourself time. That's the best thing. Like, in the world of instant gratification, you got to give yourself time.
Yeah.
I don't think, I'm not where I want to be, and I don't think I'll ever be. Like I said before, success is fleeting. It's not fucking fulfilling.
Yeah. You're always chasing.
You're always going to be chasing something. There's, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. There's going to be something you want that you want to do. And that's where people who don't have the same mentality, you'll hear those people like, why do you do this? Because it's something you'll never get. But it's in me, and never let anybody else change that about you. That's the number one thing.
100%. Listen to other people, like they'll project like they could never do it.
Yeah, they can't do it. That's why.
So they're like, you can't do it. Like just because you can't
do it. Don't tell me what I can and cannot do. I can do whatever I want to do. 100%.
How much do you think, like, it's kind of like what you were saying earlier about like mediocrity. Like, I don't know why, but it's always been something that to me is like the worst possible outcome.
Oh, for sure.
Don't you hate shitty rounds?
Yeah.
For
like
sure.
A mediocre round to you? I know you're a perfectionist just like me. Like, you hate a mediocre round bothers you. But some people it doesn't bother.
There's some shit I'm like, I don't even want to put my name on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like also just like coming from a place where like you don't want to be another cog in the machine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you almost like have to end up on the entrepreneurial path.
Yeah, 100%. There's nothing more in me that says I'm supposed to be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, dog. I'm not shitting on 9-to-5s, bro.
At all.
Because hear me clearly. A 9-to-5 beats 10 to life every day of the week. Every day of the week. Don't go out here doing dumb shit because you think a 9-to-5 is stupid, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like what we talked about earlier.
A 9-to-5
Get the 9-to-5.
I'm at now.
Dude, easiest time of my life was when I got my first job out here, ironically, after I was so scared of the motherfuckers. I got my first job out here fucking at a Sin Cannabis Co. Shout out to Scott and them.
Shout out.
And dude, I had a job growing weed because I wanted to learn while I was learning how to grow in my house. Yeah. And until I felt I was comfortable pulling out rounds and perpetual, I was working.
Yeah.
And then I was speeding home and working again. And then then I had a little bit of time to hang out. And I met my girlfriend. So that was the rest of my time.
Yeah. 24 hours.
That was my 24. Yeah. You know, but it's always been two things. It's never just been, I'm just going to go here and grow weed and go home. And, you know, because I'm not one of those people too. Like, you know, if I do something at a place, it's not mine. I can't stake my claim on, you know, if I come to Stone Street and grow for you guys, like, you guys are Stone Street. I'm Terrance. Yeah. You know, I'm still Terrance. You know, like, I got to go home and do MBG.
And make
you know
MBG
what I'm saying?
something.
Like, so that's where I was at with it. You know what I'm saying? Once I saw that it could be done, it was just like, yeah, let's go for it. You know what I'm saying? Now that I know what I'm doing 100%, I got past 6 weeks and the door wasn't locked on me. I was like, yeah, dog, this was, you know, because then I learned the hardest part wasn't even growing this shit. It's fucking curing it. So it took me a couple rounds to figure that out, you know?
Especially here in Colorado. They call it the Colorado Crunch or the Colorado Chris, or it's just so fucking dry here, and you think you got the same mentality. Well, everybody says, you know, 60, 14 days. Come 14 days, you got dust. Straight dust. Yeah. And in other states where there's a lot of moisture, you need dehumidifiers. Here you need a humidifier and a
dehumidifier just to keep it equalized out. You know what I'm saying? And
they're fighting each other, but since they're fighting each other, they're keeping it exactly
and then they break, and then ain't another one. You know?
Yeah.
You know. One day we'll have a product that's not built to break, and then you know, it's okay
always
though.
Something, man.
It's always something. And if you don't have problems in your grow, let me tell you this:
are you really growing?
Call me, because I want to see that thing in action. I'm buying everything that you got. I'm buying everything that you got.
Is this a sensor right here? Okay,
just a simple like 10 issue the other day at the house. I thought, like, you know, the little just regular timers, like, you know, two lights on the side. So normally when the digital reader is the 7's not a full 7 right now, you know, it's been off for a few months, you know. I'm sitting here like, dang, these things are expensive. And I used this one time, and then I turned it off for a little bit, or technically didn't turn it off. It was still plugged in. It was just in a dark room. And I was like, oh yeah, it has a reset button, you know, and then it works perfectly fine. But it's like, dog, there's so many things that don't have no fucking reset button, you know, that just like either overuse or things aren't built to be the
conductors start to burn out, or the contacts, so it's not sending the signal, or doing what it's supposed to do.
We're overusing the shit out of shit to make a perfect environment for plants. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just is what it is at the end of the day. But like I said, one day somebody will be nice to us and make us something that won't break. But if you got it right now, I am ready to come over and check out what it is. Just tell me. I'll come check it out. But yeah, man.
So then, so you moved over here, 2015. You said you got a job. Is that when you started breeding as well, or once you started getting comfortable and seeing the cure process and getting flower down, then you're like, you know what, I want to start
started breeding. Okay. Everybody breeds when they start growing, right? You fuck up a room and there's seeds everywhere.
Sure.
That's number one.
I got feminized seeds.
I've never sold seeds like that, right?
We test our stuff before it goes
we've
out.
never done that. So I joke and say that's when I first made beans. But I really started focusing on MBGC Company in 2019. And that was because I hit this point where I had so many genetics, and I was buying. I became a seed addict first. When I got here, I was a fucking hoarder, dude.
I'm a fucking fiend.
Like I'm talking refrigerators full, like dumb shit, like something in me, just like I don't know. Yeah. I was that person.
And you have like 10 things that are like kind of similar in the vault, and you're like, why not add to it though?
Dude, well then, because this is my thing. I'd find something that I really like. Like you said, I went through a GG4 phase just like everything else. And like I said, I was in North Carolina. So like my biggest thing was like OGs. I fell in love with OGs because it was simply every time I smoked an OG, I knew it was that.
Yeah, it
So,
was
there was no bullshit
smoke,
about
stepped on your chest, your eyes are
So it was
heavy.
like
You're
those
like, yo.
gravitated towards being my favorite weeds, like irreplaceable. I know what that is. Those tended to be my favorite weeds. So I had a glue phase like that when it first came out.
Yeah, that glue was going crazy.
It was crazy.
That
at
shit
first. It was
was
crazy. It was, R.I.P. Josie, and that was fucking a great mistake. Speaking of apologizing, but yeah, but it was a great mistake. That's so at the end of the day, the breeding just came along because I was buying so many seeds, man, and I had the genetics.
Yeah,
I had the genetic. I had half of the formula. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I had the GG4. I had the OG that I liked, and it was like, why don't I just make my own fucking seeds?
Why don't I just hit this with this?
And then it was like, you look yourself in the mirror, and it's like, oh, it's because like I'm not cool enough. You're like, I'm not cool enough. Nobody's gonna give a shit that I made my own genetics. And then you pick your big boy pants up and you're like, dude, screw it. Exactly. I'm growing what the fuck I like.
I'm not out here trying to be cool. The fuck about being cool. Shit, I want that gas.
We all want to grow what people want to grow or what people want to buy. Obviously, that's business. You got to make a product people like, but it's like at the same time, I want to find the other stuff that people like too. There's a lot of variance in this industry, and especially in the consumer market. Like I said, if I do lemon cherry gelato or lemon cherry runts or whatever you guys call it, and put it in a different bag again.
Well, you're doing everything that
I'm gonna be appreciative of the weed, right? I'm gonna be appreciative that you're giving me weed and whatnot, or letting me try your weed. But I'm gonna be upset at you, because I hope you heard this. I don't want any more lemon cherry gelato.
Oh, 100%.
It's not bad weed. Well, it's not that it's bad weed. It's that I'm over it.
Yeah,
it's like LeBron James, dude. We've been talking about the man since he's 16 years old.
Who's fresh?
You're tired of it. You don't really hate LeBron. You don't really hate the guy that's breaking every record and all. You hate that you hear that he changed his boxers after and that's front page news. And you've been hearing it since he was 16. You don't hate that man, dude. Come on, man. People don't hate greatness like that.
No.
And if you do truly hate him, it's an admiration thing, and that's the other part of it. So like, it's all the same though. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Yeah. So
it kind of reminds me of what we were talking about earlier. Like, the people that just do not the bare minimum, but like the 9 to 5, and it's what you do with your other time. Well, it's just like that. Everybody's in that lane.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
To separate yourself.
Exactly.
That's what life's about. You got to separate yourself.
Exactly. What makes you different? You're just
been how many presidents? There's like 40-something presidents, but there's 5 on the wall over there, Mount Rushmore. You got to do something.
Yeah.
Like if you want, get up and do something. Do something different. And at first, it was funny. It used to be in the cannabis industry. Never forget it. He was boastful about it because it was the first time. And let's call it like it is too. There's a lot of people in this industry get overexcited because their name pops. Yeah. And they get popularity in things that they never had before, right? It's your first. He's like, because growing up, weed wasn't cool. Like weed wasn't cool till Wiz came out. Like for people my age, like he was the first person that didn't make you feel like a stoner.
You're a piece of shit. You're a DJ. Bro, you're not gonna do nothing.
Well, like, I went from like, yo, T, make sure you smoke that shit outside, like way away from my house, to like, dude, my grandma's gone. Like just smoke in her room. She comes back tomorrow.
We'll spread some OZ and fuck it.
I would never do it, but whatever, dude. I'm smoking. Cool, you said so, right? So like, it's just always been this thing. Like, yo, it's all right that like, I get it. This is your first time being the guy for something, but at the end of the day, bro, you have to do more. You just keep going on it. Like you can't. The guy just didn't become the guy and stop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Bo Jackson at least got hurt. You know what I'm saying. He didn't just. If you were flying the pace, something got to happen to you. You don't just stop. And so that's where I'm at with it. I think everybody has. If everybody's serious about it, like this is the message. Like just wake up right now and go do it. If I can tell anybody anything right now, like if you have that in you to go try it. Like if you're in a 4x4, if you're in your closet, if you're in seeing people grow
a little LED light,
it doesn't matter, dude. And just be humble about it with your growth. Yeah. Just stay humble with it, dude. And you'll see immense opportunities come your way. I've seen people that have literally been struggling with weed, you know, and this is all I got type shit. I'm, you know, trying. You hear the stories. I moved here with $3,000 in my pocket.
And I came out here in a duffel bag.
Shit, you know what I'm saying, dude?
Shout out to
what I'm saying?
cousins that let me sleep on their couch and aunts and shit, but.
And that's the humility of it, dude. Nobody wants to say, like, you know, I love them, but, like, weed isn't chains and dumb shit like that, bro. Like, them people on the hill, they was trying to get property in Mexico, bro, and get ghosts. Yeah. I ain't never seen nobody in weed, like, in the real weed community with a fucking Lamborghini.
Never.
Yeah.
Like, come on, who's growing weed and got time to actually, what you want a Lamborghini for? And you grow weed.
Nah.
You smell like shit all the time. You smell like weed. You smell like dirt. You sweat.
Fuck up the leather and shit.
You know what I'm saying? You got a weekend car?
Yeah.
But a few hours you free. If you really growing now, if you're really growing.
You got 30 minutes to spin the block.
You got a weekend car.
Yeah.
You know, and that's fine. It's not me and never will be no matter what I do in cannabis. You know, like that's not what it is for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That this plant doesn't get that. That's not what people were hustling for me. You can hustle for what you want to. It's just not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not me.
And so then, so that was your first genetic project, is the GG with the...
My first genetic project was Rabbit Hippies Kush Mints.
Rabbit Hippies Kush
And it
Mints.
kind of like did more for me than I ever expected. Like, remember when I was telling you, like, dude, I get these seeds out for free. I made them for the Indo Expo back in 2019. And
I was out there.
Yeah, me too.
The first question I got asked, like, I went up to the Swamp Boys. Shout out to
Swamp
Cornbread Rick.
Boys.
Shout out to Cornbread Ricky. And then they've been great. Like, dude, once I got into seeds, like, that was the other part. Like, once you get into the genetic side of the world, you notice, like, the doors opening more and more as it separates you from growing.
Well,
it puts you into that category. Like we said, don't just be normal.
Yeah, you're on
the extra work.
You're on a different path.
Yeah, and then you start growing your own shit, and it works. And then people are like, oh, and then other people want, boy, now you hit the shack shimmy and all that. You know,
and you're 2 years deep, and they don't know that, right? 2 years deep, they pop your seed, so now it's a 2.5 year, and then they're telling you, and you're like, damn.
See, like.
That's
what happened. Like that was when it hit the fan for me though, because like I told you, I was buying seeds. I think it was like my homie Jackson's and Manchu and a few other people.
Shout out!
Yeah, those are the guys. Snacksland. Yeah, those
shout out! Shout out!
So they had got some seeds from Rabbit Hippie.
Okay.
So I hit him up and I was like, because he did the Cushman's line, and I was like, dude. Love the Kush Mints. I know everybody's dogging it now, but at the time I was loving Kush Mints.
Yeah. I had a Kush Mints, but it didn't grow too big. But it was fire.
It was a slow vegger.
Yeah.
That was the only thing. It was a slow vegger.
For sure.
So when I hit him up, I asked him, I was like, yo, can I get some of these seeds? I love the line, da-da-da-da. And he was like, man, we're going to start selling them. You know, he gave the promotional packs out. Jackson and them are bigger than me. So he was like, I gave out my promotional packs, blah, blah. And he was like, and he gave me the price list. And I was like, Jesus, all right, cool. And I understand, like, get your money. But I was like, I'm not paying for that right now, especially when they're femmes. And half the line that he made, I had in my basement. So it wasn't like a fuck you or no. Like I said, I gave them out for free and shit like that because I was like, dude, I'm just like, one, this is my first one. I just want to kind of get my name out there that I'm making seeds.
Starting off.
And then secondly, I didn't know that Cushman, because of the overall like word around the block at Indo Expo was like, man, like Cushman's doesn't reverse very easily. So I guess I did something that other people were failing or struggling with. So I was just like, all right.
You reversed the Cushman.
Yeah, I reversed the Cushman.
And you use what, STS spray? Or
yeah,
you
I used STS.
STA?
Yep.
Okay.
So after I did it, everybody's like, oh, shit, this guy might know what the fuck he's doing. so let's call it luck.
Everybody
Like, you know,
tried and they failed.
And
you got the pollen out that bitch. So
yep.
You're like, oh, you're going to reverse today.
Yeah, so it happened for me that way. And that was the first one. So I gave out the seeds for free, you know, and it became more of a trading thing because nobody was just like letting me give away my work for free. And that's when I became so ingratiated in the genetics community. It was like, man, okay, this is a respect thing. This part of it is easy. I'll sell you this, but if you have them for me, and I love that aspect of things, man.
They'll have a cut for you or some shit like that. And like, shout out like Harry Palms and the people from
Shit, we're gonna do a project together. You know that.
Yeah, you already know. But yeah, every time I go to these events and stuff, and like just like you know, I want to get my name out there. I just also too, I want people to hunt my shit, see what they find, you know, and if they find keep it, that's awesome. That's Dude, I want to be able to be like, look what he found, look what that person did, he, she, whatever.
There's two things that I like live for in cannabis, like. You know it happens, and it doesn't happen every time. But that perfect round, like, and it's not perfect, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. That round where you're like, yeah, I did that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, that one, and like, dude, I get an extreme gratification when people hit me or like post pictures and shit like that. And like,
me too.
Yo, your shit's killing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Your shit's like the best thing in my garden right now, or your shit's, dude, that shit right there for me is like, I'm doing what I need to do.
Yeah,
you know?
And sometimes it comes at the best time where like you're, you know, we're talking about like earlier, mental awareness, and you're up and you know people go up and down, and it's a hard struggle, and you feel, sometimes it feels like you're always fighting uphill, and you're there fighting uphill, and you're like, maybe I should give up, and then there's that guy like, I got the airstrike for you, I got hey, your shit's killing it, hey, what you're doing is fucking working. Yeah, it took 2 years to find out about it, but fuck,
exactly, man. Yeah. And if you're pheno hunting, it takes time.
I was gonna say, man, like. Because you'll have a project, right? You'll drop that project, and then someone else has to like go and hunt through all the seeds if they buy them, and then like you don't even see what they come up with until.
Yep, God knows when.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I love the people, and this is the thing too. Like, and I'll say this for any breeder, dude. Like, I don't care if you think you're being annoying. I don't care if you think the person's huge or too big or out of your time. If you have 100 followers, you have 7 followers. I don't give a fuck. If you're show breeders your progress, man.
Oh, 100%.
They love that
they
shit.
Love it.
They love it, dude. I'm telling you, that's half the reason they make fucking seeds and put them out
problems,
to you,
bro. Let me know. I'll help you too.
Yeah,
I'm
dog,
not gonna try no consultancy.
It's my it's my product. I want, like I said, like we said earlier, it fucks me if your weed looks terrible. So I want you to do, you know, your part, and I wouldn't release it to you if I knew it was gonna be terrible. So let's get it back on track and get it on the right place. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So that's the best thing about.
Or you might know something about your, like, I've done some like Afghani crosses, and they're bigger shells, and sometimes it's harder for them to pop. And people will be like, you know, I tried to throw them in a cup for a day and it didn't pop. Like, well, those might take 3 or 4 days, and you might throw out some good seeds because you think they're not gonna pop, and they're harder shells. And they're older. They take a little bit more.
Dude, you want to know what's amazing? They're starting to like be able to like pull them out scientifically. You can like ship your seeds off to people, and they can pull out a tail for you.
Get the fuck out of here!
I promise you. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not even gonna give you a scientific definition because like I can't remember what it is, but I know for a fact you can send your seeds off to labs.
Oh, I think I seen that. And they
no more just like matches and shit, like match boxes and scraping them and scuffing them and hoping your best.
Or I would sometimes I'll squeeze them and I'll feel a little crack, just a little, and then I'll pop them in.
Yep. You know? See, no more tricks. Like you can just pay for it and get it done. Like dude, just this whole what is it, Farmer Freeman? Send your seeds, send your genetics in to find out what's male
and a females.
You know how beneficial that is for pheno hunting, bro?
That shit fucking, and it's only like $10 a strain. So
dude,
like that
shout
shit,
out Farmer Freeman.
Yes, sir. Bro, that shit curves the time so fucking much. Like if you're popping 20, 30, 40 seeds, and now you could eliminate half or whatever the fuck, and get numbers, right? Because all right, this has this many males. This is the ratio to male to female. Exactly, bam. And then also too, you can separate the males. So then if you want a breeding project, you can now hunt males. Okay, vigor, no vigor, smell, no smell, branching, no branching.
Bro, it's 2024. Like I don't care what anybody says. We're living in the best times ever.
Oh yeah.
You can kiss my ass. Like I don't give a fuck what you're longing for. The '90s and Disney and all that cute shit.
I love that time. The music and all that was nice, but I couldn't do what I could do now.
There's so much opportunity. There's so many things you can do. There's so many ways to get to it in any industry you get into, dude. Like think about what your phone just blows up with, like normal dumb shit. Like
everything's accessible.
You can like learn how to fucking be a stockbroker in a week, and somebody will give you a certification.
You go to YouTube. You go to fucking YouTube.
Harvard gives out classes on YouTube and shit, and like actually give you a fucking piece of paper for it. They didn't agree, but it's a piece of. You're telling me, right? Like, come on, man. You're telling me like this time's. Come on, man. Times are great, bro. You just got to be positive and keep going forward, man. Like that's what I'm saying.
And it's
man.
also what you're looking at, right? Because if you're always dwelling or looking at some dark or evil shit or the bad shit, you're just gonna keep digging that hole. Like
dog, you go down a rabbit hole of dark shit and expect to see the light. Like what the fuck? You're gonna be in a hole like forever. Like
for
come
sure,
on, man. Don't come at me with that. Like,
there's all this good and sun rays and sunshine, and you're over here looking at this.
Under the one cloud out, right?
Yeah, like, this is horrible.
Today's fucked up.
My life.
This 24 hours just this, and then like, you got 24 hours a day. We already broke that down in my mind. And then that 24 hours will affect the next like 72, Yeah. Can't happen, bro.
Nah.
Like, give yourself like a 24-hour rule. Yeah, you can have a shitty day, but like get out that shit.
Oh, 100%.
Get back to it. You can't like that thing can't determine how bad
you can have a shitty moment.
Dude, how is Monday a bad day?
It's not.
Like
I'm off on Mondays.
Yeah, I get it. That's great for you, but even if you're not, like,
well, I'm never really off, but
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did a day become bad? Like, you woke the fuck up, get up and go.
100%. There's so much gratitude in.
But Friday's great. Friday's great. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the attitude I'm talking about, though. It reflects that you're going, putting your 9 to 5, doing something you don't want to do, and then after that, Friday's great because now you get a day and a half. You already spent the 8 hours there. Yeah. So you get maybe a day. Sunday you back to thinking about work at least.
You're back on it like, oh fuck, dreading that.
Yeah, I got Monday.
It's again. Monday.
Yeah, I got Monday. Now you're all
not Monday.
Up. Yeah, now you're all fucked up again, and it's just like, dog, like it's a crazy cycle, and that's where I think, like I said, in any industry you're at, especially in cannabis, man, because there's gonna be ups and downs, 1,000%.
Oh, for sure.
And like I said, you gotta learn to wade the ups and downs. Like, there's gonna be losses, and then when you win, it's gonna feel better. So, I've never been on an undefeated team in my life, so I don't even know what the fuck that feels like.
This is the end of episode 9, part 1. If you guys enjoyed the episode, please like and subscribe. Part 2 will be dropping same time next week, and we hope to see you there.